All right, we are back with another TenetCo product review. This time we're talking about the Sly Shiv. Sly Shiv looks a lot like a Sharpie because that's what the body of it was. So this is the actual product here. This is not an actual Sharpie, but you can see it looks like a Sharpie, except the actual insides, the part with the ink, has been replaced by either a carbon fiber or a stainless steel spike, which is going to act as a self-defense tool if you need to. Really great product. Something I wish I would have had when I was on active military service, going into some places where, maybe certain tools were not allowed. It would have been a great product to have as a method of self-defense. Also, maybe you work in an office environment where they don't necessarily want self-defense items in there. This is something, again, as long as it's legal, you can carry into that type of environment. Or maybe it is legal, but you just don't want to people to get freaked out because you have a small knife that's for utilitarian purposes that's sitting on your desk. This can be used for utilitarian purposes, right? Like scraping, opening a box or something, but can also be used as a self-defense item, right? Whether you're doing reverse grip like that or forward grip and kind of reinforce the palm there and poking. But yeah, this is the Sly Shiv. It looks so much like a Sharpie. Where I keep it is usually near my actual other Sharpies because I live in a small apartment. And typically now, whenever I take off any of my markers, I open the cap, and the first thing I do is look at the tip to make sure it is not the actual Sly Shiv. It is an actual marker that I plan on using. Really cool product. You can check them out at TenetCoKnives.com. You can see this is one of their kind of business cards that came with the product. They are a Christian-based company, not something where I'm not going to shop at your brand if you're not Christian. That being said, I like it when a brand's values align with my personal values, so I thought that was a nice, cool touch. It also came with some pretty cool stuff, right? This is a sticker. This is weapon of choice, TenetCo. Again, it's just looks like a marker there. Pretty great product there. I like how it fits in my hand. It is something that can be used as a less lethal self-defense tool, right? Used just as a normal, coup baton, keychain, impact point. The same kind of techniques you'd use with a small bladed knife or a coup baton is the same thing you use with this. And then if you want to make it a little more dangerous, you can remove the tip, the cap there, and then this can actually puncture things. So it is sharp. It feels very sharp, actually. So pretty awesome product. Check them out at TenetCoKnives.com. If you want more kind of self-defense reviews on products, you can check out my Patreon, patreon.com/GreekCombatives. I go over a whole bunch of products there. I also do some parts of actual techniques on how to use some of this stuff for self-defense, for protecting yourself. That's also patreon.com/GreekCombatives. I'll drop that in the show notes down below. Also released a couple of books. Combatives Blueprint is out now on Amazon and off my website, teamstrengthspeed.com. Covers martial arts and combative stuff through all ranges of combat, from support all the way down to grappling and everything in between. And then I've got Run If You Can, Destroy If You Must, a TK Tactics book, largely focused on situational awareness for self-defense, and has an emphasis on running and walker safety. And then if you're in a small group or you're on my Patreon, you also can get access to some discounted prices for that and stuff like my Western Piper Methods book. Western Piper Methods is a small bladed system that uses a reverse grip. That is honestly the best system I've seen for kind of generating power in close, in small spaces, using that reverse grip. And honestly, any of those brands that push things like coup batons or other self-defense tools or pens or flashlights, I think Western Piper Methods is a great addition to kind of enhance your skills and get you practicing a little more. So anyway, back to TenetCo Knives. Check them out. They've got a lot of great products. I've done a couple other reviews on my website, including the El Perez, which is their G10 knife, and their Quaken, which is one of their actually metal knives. That great products, not too expensive, and honestly, I think the value you're getting for the price you're paying exceeds a lot of other big brands that try to put out some other products. So worth checking out. All right, we'll catch you guys later.